Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bigfork Vikings basketball. On the road here in Thompson Falls, Montana, as the Vikes get ready to take on the Thompson Falls Bluehawks. Tip-off, we're a little bit behind. JV just finishing up, and the boys warming up on the court right now. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows here from Thompson Falls. And a battle. Vikings 3-1 in conference, 4-4 overall. Thompson Falls is 2-0 in conference. And I'll give you their overall record here. They missed a game against Eureka due to the roads a few weeks back, but so Thompson Falls is 4-2 overall, so a battle here basically for second place. The Vikings' only loss in conference was against St. Ignatius, and the other three losses were against Class A schools in the tip-off tournament and then an overtime game against Columbia Falls. So, pregame brought to you by Hanson Excavating, demolition and site preparation, excavating and grading in business for 30 years. Fred Hanson, 837-1051 or hansonexcavating.com. Had a chance to sit down and talk with the head coach of the Vikings before the ball game, and John Hollow had this to say about his team, who is at full strength tonight. So the first time all year, everybody's here and ready to play. This is what Coach Hollow had to say pregame. Well, good evening and welcome to Thompson Falls Bigfork Vikings basketball here. It's James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows, pregame here with head coach of the Vikings, Mr. John Hollow, and getting ready to take on Thompson Falls tonight. But let's talk about where you guys are. 3-1 in league, the one loss to Mission early, 4-4 overall, played some single A schools, but that always gives you a lot of experience against and missing some guys doing that, and take on Thompson Falls tonight. Talk about the season up to now so far. You had a couple good games last week, against Troy and then Deer Lodge, and they weren't really close, but what did you guys learn from that? And as your season, are you getting better?
Yeah, I think we are getting better. We've spent a bunch of time shooting the last month or so, which we really needed to do after the first few games, and we really didn't have time with football running late and everything else. And so, yeah, we're playing a lot better. We're a lot better team right now than we were 2 weeks ago, and hopefully 2 weeks from now we're going to be better. We got everybody back healthy. Again, just got to keep working on a lot of things. Last week we beat Deer Lodge pretty handily, and watching film, we still got a lot of things we can improve on, which is exciting. So I like the tempo we're playing with right now. We're doing a really good job of getting out in transition. I thought last week we kind of put in a new 1-2-2 trap, and I thought it looked really good. Got a lot of easy turnovers out of it and kind of getting our offense going that way. So happy with where we're at. Wish we were sitting a little better in 4-4 right now. But, again, some of those lumps we took early in the season will hopefully help us down the road.
Well, yeah, I look at that. Honestly, after you played a state championship for football, you're playing till before Thanksgiving. You've already started. Most schools have already started practicing basketball, but you're playing football. Now you got to get your basketball legs and shooting and conditioning for that. But that you guys played, a couple good Kellogg and then Butte Central and then Columbia Falls. The Columbia Falls game was a great game. Overtime, you guys had a chance at that, and that was a little bit later, just before Christmas. But that was an exciting game, in our gym, and it was really fun to watch. And you had a chance against school who definitely is a good program.
Yeah. I mean, Kellogg is a team. I wish we had that game over again. We could have played a little better and maybe should have won that game. I think Butte Central is the best team in the state in Class A. Columbia Falls is going to make a push to make state this year. So, yeah, again, won some we, or I guess lost a few. We probably could have won, and we didn't. So, it is what it is. So, they weren't conference games, which is the most important thing. We got Mission, That was one I wish we didn't stumble on, but we're going to get them next Saturday at home, and again, we're a heck of a lot different team than we were a month ago when we played them the first time. So,
yeah, just try to bring up my records here. You guys are in league. It shows third place, 3-1 and 4-4 overall. Thompson Falls is 2-0 and 4-2. They haven't played. They're supposed to play Eureka, but the weather kind of put the niche on that, and Mission 3-0 and 6-0 overall. But yeah, earlier you didn't have that first game. You didn't have Levi or Nick Walker, with the injury in football. But now you got Nick back, Levi back, your full strength. Getting ready to play tonight, another conference game, and I think this will wrap up. Be the fifth game, so that'd be you played everybody, and then we'll get into the second half, like you said, against all those schools. And what you're really looking for is to peak at the right time, which is coming into districts and then divisionals. So talk about tonight's game. What do you got to do about? What have you seen on film with Thompson Falls, and what do you got to do against them?
They're scrappy, they're feisty, they do a lot of good things. But right now, and again, every coach says this, and it's really cliche, but we're worried about ourselves right now. We've been really emphasizing transition. We've really been shooting the ball a lot. We adjusted our zone offense a little bit. We have to cut down on turnovers. So again, stuff we're all working on, and you can see it progressively getting a little better and a little better each game. And we got to come out and do what we do. And if we do that, we'll be really successful. If we don't do that, we're going to be in a barn burner.
Well, you got some key. You got Colin Wade, who runs the point for you. Isaac Epperly, who can shoot it, take it to the hole. Bryce Gilliard can shoot from outside, can shoot in the middle. Take it to the basket well. George Brown really doing a good job for you on the boards, and then underneath, with his size, and then the sophomore. Wyatt Johnson, yeah, 0. I always have to tell him, hey, you're going to be first coming off the bench tonight, be ready.
Yep.
But those guys, and he can shoot it from outside, and he can drive as well. So you guys have a pretty balanced attack, and then you guys have some guys that come off the bench as well for you.
We do. People may or may not know, but, Colin Wade's coming off a dislocated knee, so he hasn't been quite right up until about a week ago. He's finally kind of getting back in the flow. I think he's trusting his knee a little more. Isaac and Bryce have been our catalyst for the last 2 years, and it's no different. We kind of go as they go. Like you said, George Brown's doing a heck of a job. Nick Walker's going to start tonight. I really, really think we're going to get great things out of him down the road. He's another guy that's coming off a knee injury with football and just hasn't quite got in the flow of anything yet. But, he's as skilled a guy as we got. He's 6'4", he's big, he's strong. Wyatt Johnson's a spark. Eli Thorne is coming off the bench. Cole coming off the bench. We got Ian coming off the bench. We got a lot of guys that can play basketball, and again, we got to take advantage of that. When you play a lot of Class B schools, they have 5 or 6, maybe 7 guys that they're using, and we have 10, 11 guys we can play. So we need to keep dictating the tempo, pressing, getting up and down the court, and use our depth to our advantage.
Yeah, put up the pressure defense, cause the turnover. Defense, like I say, leads to offense, and I think that will make you guys can get out and run. You guys have the athletes to do that, so and then be able to finish on that. So you guys, like I said, I like what I see early. I mean, those are testers for you, get you ready, and it goes. I go back to 2010, and I always relate to that because they played in the state championship. It took them a while to get going. Before they got into basketball shape, but they were in the semifinals of Class B at state and should have actually won that year, in my opinion, over in Great Falls. But same kind of thing you're running to in here with this team.
Yeah.
So
that's our goal. I mean, it's been from day one is to get to the state tournament and make a run at it. I think we're as talented as anybody. But again, that's us getting better every single day. Defense has never been an issue with us. We do a great job, but we're hard to score against. We just run into some lulls when we're not shooting the ball well. And again, we've really been working on that. And, our 3-point percentage in the last 4 games, I think, has increased by about 25%. So we'll be fine. Just got to keep getting better, keep doing all the little things. And I'm excited to go out kind of with our first full team. First time we've had all of our guys and healthy and everybody's ready to go. So I expect great things tonight.
That should be an exciting. A month left in the season. Yeah. You'll finish up with Thompson Falls at home on senior night before Bigfork gets to host the district tournament, which will be exciting for us, I think, and the fans in Bigfork to stay at home and host that district tournament. But we got to get past Thompson Falls tonight. So I'm really looking forward to the ball game tonight against them. They've been good. They finished 3rd in state last year, I believe, and had a really good team. Took us out in divisional, so a great chance, an opportunity for us tonight. So thanks for joining me on the pregame as always, and look forward to take care of business, come talk to me later on, and let's go Vikes.
They've taken us out the last 2 years at divisional, so don't think our kids don't know that.
Yeah. So thanks, Coach.
Right.
Again, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Let's go
Appreciate
Vikes.
it. Yep.
All right, the head coach, John Hollow, on the pregame show, brought to you by Hanson Excavating. And, well, let's take a look at the starting lineups here in Thompson Falls. It is the Bigfork Vikings in their powder blue with gray numbers and gray trim tonight. And warming up here about 5 minutes probably till tip after the new anthem and introductions. And then Thompson Falls in their whites with the dark blue numbers and a little bit of gold trim around the numbers for the Bluehawks tonight. And the starting lineup brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods. And we'll take a look at Thompson Falls in the Bluehawks in their starting lineup. First of all, in a 5'10 senior guard and the captain, number 3, Nathan Schrader, a good ball player for them. He can hit it from the outside and drive as well. He runs the show for Thompson Falls. At 5'9", junior guard, number 4, Adam Childers. At 5'10", a junior guard, number 20, Josh Wilhite. At 6'3", a junior forward, number 24, Jesse Claridge. And then a 5'10", junior forward, number 33, Breck Ferris for head coach Jake Mickelson. This is by Sean Morgan and Bill McGuire. That's your starting lineup for Thompson Falls and the Bluehawks. For the Vikings tonight, a little bit of different starting lineup than we've been used to. Coach mentioned it on the pregame show that Nick Walker will get the start tonight, the 6'4" junior. So first of all, we got 6'2" guard, junior guard, number 3, Isaac Epperly. And then the captain for the Vikings, or one of the captains, at 5'10", a senior forward, number 10, Levi Taylor. And he's back and healthy, ready to play tonight. 6'3", junior forward, number 15, Bryce Gilliard at guard. And the point guard runs the show for the Vikes, 5'9", just a sophomore, a guard, number 21, Colin Wade. And then 6'4", junior forward, number 33, Nick Walker. Glad to have him back on the court and healthy. For head coach John Hollow, and Coach Hollow is assisted by Adam Jort, Jim Epperly, Tristan Clark, and Dustin Heinzman. And that's your starting lineup, brought to you by Bigfork Harvest Foods. Getting ready to go here in Thompson Falls. James LaFontaine, glad to be with you back here in Thompson Falls here on Thursday night Viking basketball on BFSD events here on YouTube. Glad if you're tuning in tonight, you can text me, 406-270-7384, or on the application that you're listening to the game at the bottom in chat. You can chat me a message, let me know that you're listening out there tonight to the Viking basketball. So, about ready to tip off here. Tip-off brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club. What's keeping you getting fit? Discounted guest passes, personal training, Pilates, a whole lot more. 850 Holt Drive in Bigfork, Montana, 837-2582. Doug Malum and the gang at Montana Athletic Club. Proud sponsors of Bigfork Athletics, both the Vikings and Valkyries. Valkyries obviously won earlier this week. We're going to get ready to go to the national anthem, and then I'll give you scores from our earlier ball game before we tip it off here in Thompson Falls. So I'll be quiet as the national anthem plays. And always good to be here in Thompson Falls and playing the night. All right, ready for the national anthem, and I'll put my mic up and you guys can listen along. All right, the Thompson Falls Pep Band playing the national anthem here. I love to hear the bands play. Take a look at the earlier scores in the C game earlier this afternoon. It was Bigfork, the Vikings, with a 39-30 win over the Bluehawks. And in JV before this one, it was the Vikings 58, Bluehawks 35. So we're ready here for varsity action here from Thompson Falls, getting ready to introduce the Vikings team here tonight. And a lot of a few Viking fans here on the side, filling up the one side. More Thompson Falls here for this matchup tonight. There's a lot of fans here on Tuesday night when the Valkyries were here and took care of business and remained unbeaten and in first place in 7B. We'll get ready for tip-off here from Thompson Falls. So Nick Walker getting his first start tonight, and it's good to have him back on the court. And they'll introduce Thompson Falls, and then we'll get underway. All right. So 3 officials for the game tonight. Not sure what their names are, but ready to get things underway here in Thompson Falls. Once again, James LaFontaine, glad to be with you here tonight. Glad if you're listening out there. We're about ready to tip things off. Nick Walker jumping. It looks like he's going up against number 24, Jesse Claridge. So 6'4 versus 6'3. And we're underway here. Vikings head left to right. Thompson Falls, or Vikings, going right to left in their dial, and left to right is Thompson Falls. So jump first and a re-jump. So Walker and go at it again. Thompson Falls wins the tip. They get back to Schrader. Schrader up across the timeline. Vikings in man-to-man defense and kicks it out to Will Height. Will Height will get it over on the far side out to Childers. Schrader, long three-pointer off the rim, no good, and Gilliard with the rebound gives it out to Colin Wade. Epperly underneath to Walker. Walker going to work down low. Up off the glass, misses it. Right there, battling for it is Bigfork, and coming up with it is Schrader in the backcourt, and Walker will pick up a quick foul. And that'll be his first team foul on the Vikings. And Will Height will get it into Schrader. Back to Will Height, cross the timeline, tipped away by Taylor. Gets it to Nick Walker. Epperly in the front court. Gilliard, three-point shot for the right wing. Off the rim, no good. Wade tips it out, tips it himself. Wade on the drive, up, under, gives it to Walker underneath, and stolen away there by Schrader for Thompson Falls. Or check that, Will Height. Up to Schrader. Schrader guarded by Epperly, top of the key. Man-to-man defense by the Vikes. Out to Childers. In the corner to Will Height. Will Height guarded by Levi Taylor. Gets it out to Claridge. So Claridge on the drive. Gets it up over the head of Ferris and out of bounds off Thompson Falls. Turnover to the Vikings. 6:42 to go. No score here on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. So Wade with the basketball, dribbling up the court as the Vikings set it up. Breaks it across the timeline. Man-to-man defense by Thompson Falls. Screen set by Gilliard. Gilliard gets it from Wade underneath to Walker. Walker off the glass, 2. So going to go inside early with Nick Walker at 6'4". He puts it off the glass and scores the first 2 points of the ball game. Wilhite over to Claridge. Claridge. Ferris. Oh, nearly throws it away. Childers comes up with it. Stolen away by Epperly. Epperly dribbling up the left side. He goes over the left wing looking for underneath. And Epperly on the drive, up, under, and a nice floater off the glass, off the rim, and drops for Isaac Epperly. 4-0, 5:55 to go on your Flyhead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Wilhite in the backcourt gets it over to Childers, right corner. Knocked away off the leg of Childers. Nick Walker with the defense for the Vikings. And Bigfork will get the basketball here on the near side in the backcourt. Epperly gets it into Wade, back to Epperly. Epperly will cross the timeline for the Vikings. Sets it up, gonna run. Looking back door, gives it up to Taylor. Taylor on the drive, gonna go up before the shot. And the foul's going to be on 33. That's Breck Ferris, his first team foul on Thompson Falls. And Wade will take it out on the far side underneath. Bigfork basket quickly into Walker. Walker puts it up, shoots it short, but gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. That foul's on number 20, Josh Wilhite, his second team foul on Thompson Falls. And at the line to shoot two for the Vikings, number 33, Nick Walker. Walker's first shot off the back of the rim and no good. He'll get one more. 5:35 to go, 4-0 Vikes lead on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard here from Thompson Falls. One more for Nick. Shot up. This time, nothing but the bottom of the net. Claridge gets it into Wilhite. Wilhite backcourt pressure defense put on by the Vikes. A full court. Schrader across the timeline, dribbles. Nearly knocked away. He'll give it to Wilhite. Wilhite on the right wing. Pressure, going to trap him in the corner. Hit up Gilliard. Nearly steals it. Levi Taylor comes up with it. Gives it up to Epperly. Epperly, backcourt, across the timeline. Right side, right wing. Looking underneath to Nick Walker. Nick Walker powers it off the glass and scores another two. And a nice right-handed hook by Nick Walker. So a good start to the ball game for Nick Walker. 7-0. 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. On your Hanson Excavating scoreboard, a 30-second timeout taken by the Bluehawks here in Thompson Falls. 406-270-7384. Shoot me a message. Let me know you're listening out there. Or on the YouTube app, you can send me a little chat message, and I'll get that as well. So a good start to the ball game for the Vikings. And Nick Walker underneath, I believe he has 5 now. And Thompson Falls will inbound to Schrader. Schrader across the timeline for Bigfork. Epperly to pick him up. Out to Wilhite. Wilhite guarded by Taylor. Claridge back to Schrader. Schrader with the basketball. Gives it out to Childers. Childers top of the key out near half court. He'll give it over to Breck. Ferris. Ferris will give it to Claridge. Claridge to Wilhite. Wilhite guarded by Wade, top of the key. Looking, right left corner to Childers, and Gilliard right there for the defense. Back out top. Wilhite, Epperly guarding him. Switching, and Taylor picks up Wilhite. Epperly will pick up Schrader. Schrader with the basketball, top of the key. Looking to drive. Goes up, under, off the glass, and good. A nice drive there by Schrader. Quickly up, Gilliard underneath. Walker shoots it off the glass, short. Nice pass there by Gilliard to get it quickly underneath. Schrader quickly up the court on the right side across the timeline. Long three-pointer by Schrader. In and out, Gilliard with the rebound. He'll give it up to Epperly. Epperly looking to run for the Vikes. Brings it up the left side, left wing, looks underneath. Has Taylor, finds Nick Walker. Nick Walker finds it underneath the Taylor. Taylor spin move off the glass with the left hand is good by Levi Taylor. 9-2, 3:45 to go. Schrader will get it over to Childers. Childers still in the backcourt. Looking to throw it. Childers throws it over to Schrader. Schrader's got to get it across the timeline. He's going to get trapped by Epperly, and Colin Wade throws it cross court. Childers' three-point shot on the way. Rebounded there by Ferris. And a foul on Bigfork. That's on 21, Colin Wade. That's his first and second team foul. And 0, Wyatt Johnson. 55, George Brown checking the ball game for the Vikings. And looks like 23, Ben Cooper in for Thompson Falls. Schrader inbounds to Claridge. Cooper underneath. Claridge looking to shoot over and rolls around and drops in for Jesse Claridge. Colin Wade quickly up. Epperly, right wing, extended. Underneath George Brown. George Brown spin move off the glass is good. That's going to be there all day for the Vikings underneath. George Brown or Nick Walker. Quickly up. Will High gets it across the timeline to Schrader. Schrader throws it underneath. Guarded there by the Vikes. Over to Claridge. And Ferris back out. Colin Wade jumps in front of the pass. Meant for Schrader. Wade all the way off the glass. No good. And Schrader rebounds it. Wade was waiting for the foul. Spin move by Schrader off the glass. And rolls in. Quickly up to Epperly. Epperly across the timeline. Little back and forth action as Epperly overextended the left wing. Gives it to Brown. Brown off the glass is good. And scores 2. And a nice pass by Colin Wade underneath. 13-6 on the Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. Quickly up Claridge, looking to drive. Shoots it short. George Brown with the rebound out to Colin Wade. Wade's going to slow it down just a little bit. With about 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Colin Wade over to Epperly. Epperly calling out what they're going to run. And Thompson Falls in a zone. Johnson gets it. Wade. Gilliard. 3-point shot from the right baseline by Epperly. No good. Rebounded there by Cooper. Quickly over to Schrader. Schrader across the timeline looking to drive. Kicks it over to Ferris. Ferris right wing. In the corner to Cooper. Cooper out to Wilhite. Wilhite guided there by Colin Wade. Right wing is Cooper. Or Wilhite, out to Cooper. To Ferris. Back out to Schrader. Schrader guided by Epperly. Schrader, top of the key. Johnson on him. Wilhite. Claridge. Back to Wilhite, top of the key. Wilhite looking to drive on Colin Wade. Nowhere to go. It was nice defense by the Vikes. Schrader. Looking. Picked up by Epperly. Look. Schrader trying to drive. Wilhite with the basketball. Wade right there, staying low. Kicks it out. Cooper. Wilhite back to Schrader. Schrader, top of the key, looking to drive. Looking underneath. Finds Ferris back out to Schrader. Nowhere to go for Thompson Falls. Long three-pointer on the way is good by Nathan Schrader. Wade quickly up. Epperly on the right wing looking underneath. Looking for George Brown. Epperly fakes it. Gets it to corner. Colin Wade. Left corner off the rim. No good. And grabbed there by Ferris. Quickly up. And right there is Wyatt Johnson to take the player control foul. So fouls on 24. Jesse Claridge. A player control foul. That's his first third team foul. And Ian McMahon will come in the ballgame with 30.8 to go here in the first quarter. The Vikes up by 4, 13-9 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. So McMahon with the basketball for the Vikings. Going to go over to Epperly. Vikes looking for shoot one. So holding the basketball, 15 seconds to go. Epperly going to dribble and run it. Gets it over to McMahon. Man on the right side, right wing. Screen set by Johnson. Epperly in the corner. Gilliard on the way. 3-point shot off the rim and no good. Rebounded by Thompson Falls. Shoots it up. Hits the top of the beam on the way near the speakers here in Thompson Falls. And no good. 1 quarter complete here in Thompson Falls on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. The Vikings lead by 4, 13-9. I'll be back here from Thompson Falls, Montana for the second quarter and the rest of the first half here in Thompson Falls. All right, welcome back to Thompson Falls. Second quarter action. Vikings up by 4, 13-9. And Bigfork will get the basketball out of bounds on the far side to start the second quarter. Taylor, McMahon, Johnson, Walker, and Epperly in the ballgame. Into McMahon, gets it over to Taylor. Left wing is Epperly. Drives out, kicks it out. McMahon looking. Baseline to Walker. Walker looking. Finds underneath to Taylor. Or Isaac gives it to Johnson. Johnson shoots it up. Can't quite make it. And Levi Taylor gets the ball. Johnson back to Taylor on the right wing. And Levi will set it up. Gives it over to Johnson. Johnson on the right wing. Looking to drive. Top of the key is Epperly. Epperly looks. Floater off the rim and no good. And stolen away by Epperly. They're going to foul called on Isaac Epperly, his first, third team foul. And inbounding Schrader in with Childers. The same starting five for Thompson Falls. No, check that. Cooper, Claridge, and Ferris. Underneath Cooper. Blocked by Nick Walker as Cooper went up on the floor. Held ball, arrow points towards Thompson Falls. And a nice job by Nick Walker at 6'4" as Cooper was open underneath but able to reject that one. Schrader inbounds to Claridge. Back out. Looks like three-point shot by Childers off of the glass. He didn't call that one, but the bank is open late. And they pull within one at 13-12. McMahon, Epperly, right wing with the basketball. Underneath Nick Walker. Walker goes up. Back out to Taylor. Isaac Epperly on the drive. Looking up under Epperly. And the whistle blows. Epperly will go to the line to shoot two. So Walker strong underneath. 13-12, the Vikings lead on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. Epperly at the line to shoot two. Off the back of the rim and no good. Colin Wade returning the lineup for Ian McMahon. Number 5, Braxton Dorsher. And number 14, Bryson LaCour in for Thompson Falls. Epperly at the line. Shoot one more. This one drops. 14-12, and Epperly will come out. Cole Konopik back in, or checking in for the Vikings. So Konopik, Wade, Johnson, Walker, and Taylor in for the Vikes in a 2-3 zone defense. Schrader crosses the timeline for Thompson Falls. Looking to set it up, gets it over to 14, LaCour. Underneath Cooper, stolen away. Wyatt, or check that. Walker with the basketball, gives it up to Wade. Wade looking to drive, corner. Konopik back out to Colin Wade. Colin Wade, Levi Taylor. Taylor looking to drive underneath. Gets it over to Wade. Konopik, baseline. Shoots it off the glass, no good. And Taylor nearly comes up with it. Walker gets the loose ball, gets it out to Wade. Taylor, three-point shot from the left side, no good. And running it down is Cole Konopik. In the corner, Dwight Johnson, right corner, out to Cole. Or check that, Wade, over to Cole. Johnson, right corner, looking to drive. Throws it over to Colin Wade. Levi Taylor, Wyatt Johnson, right corner. Shot on the way by Wyatt Johnson, no good. Runs down his own rebound. He's going to kick it out to Colin Wade. So Vikings with another chance. In the corner to Johnson. Johnson with the basketball. Gets that Cole Konopik. Levi Taylor. Colin Wade, left corner, three. Flush down. Good by Colin Wade from the left corner. 17-12. Schrader quickly up to Dorsher. Back out to Schrader. He'll give it over to LaCour. LaCour back to Schrader. Schrader top of the key. He's going to give it up to Dorsher. Dorsher will give it out to LaCour and back to Schrader. Schrader looking to drive. Kicks it out. Whistle blows. As he reached in, knocked away. And that foul is going to be on Wyatt Johnson. That's his first 14 foul. And Wilhite will come in the ballgame for Cooper. Schrader to inbounds for Thompson Falls. He'll get it out to Ferris, who's in the ballgame. Three-point shot on the way. Nick Walker with a big rebound for Bigfork as LaCour misses the three-point shot. Quickly up, Johnson looking. Pump fake goes up off the glass. And Wyatt Johnson scores. A nice pump fake by Wyatt Johnson as the Vikings quickly got the ball off the court. Schrader with the basketball. Back to Wilhite. Wilhite right wing. Ferris sets the screen. Over to LaCour. LaCour gives it to Schrader. Schrader top the key. Wilhite, look, in the corner. On the drive. And right to Nick Walker, loses the basketball. Cole Konopkic looking, gives it to Colin Wade. Colin Wade in the backcourt for the Vikings. 4:25 to go, 19-12 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. In the corner to Levi Taylor. Walker baseline out to Konopkic. Three-point shot, top the key, off the glass, no good, but right to Nick Walker, puts it back up, and timeout taken by Thompson Falls. 4:12 to go here until halftime. The Vikings up by 9 now, 21-12 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. And this will be a full timeout taken by Thompson Falls. And their second timeout of the ball game. So we'll take a timeout here. We'll be back with more of the second quarter here from Thompson Falls, Montana. The Vikings lead 21-12. All right, welcome back to Thompson Falls, Montana. And listening out there, Brad Stodchill, Jack and Donna Gannier from Bigfork listening to the ball game. And a good ball game, good push there by Bigfork as they pulled and tied it up, Thompson Falls. But we're back in action, and Schrader with a basketball for Thompson Falls. Across the timeline, top of the key, 2-3 zone by Bigfork. He'll give it over to, shot on the way. Missed by LaCour, rebounded baseline. LaCour gets his own rebound, gets it out to Wilhite, and Johnson will pick up his second personal, and the 15th foul on the Vikes. And Johnson will come out. Epperly back in the ball game as he got a rest and ready to go here to end the first half. Schrader gets it in from Wilhite. Wilhite looking to shoot from the left wing, and he's wide open. Pop it out late. And Walker tried to save it off of Ferris and then hits Walker out of bounds. So Thompson Falls basketball. Colin Wade in the ball. Eli Thorne is now in for Bigfork as well. And Epperly, Wade, Gilliard, Thorness, and Walker for the Vikings. Wilhite top of the key, got it by Wade. Over to Ferris in the corner. He'll give it up to LaCour. Schrader. Top of the key. He's going to get over to Wilhite left wing for Thompson Falls. Looking, pulls it up under, and gets it out. Taken away. Held ball as Thorness will tie up Dorsher, and it'll be Bigfork basketball. 3:20 to go, 21-12 on your Bigfork Harvest Food scoreboard. The Vikings lead by 9. And Wade with the basketball. Wade will bring it across the timeline for the Vikings. And moving some players around is Coach Hollow. In the corner to Epperly, left corner. Kicks it out to Wade. Wade top of the key. Send it back to Epperly. Epperly right corner, or left corner, out to Wade. Looking underneath for Walker. Get Thorness on the right wing. Back to Gilliard. Back out to Wade. Epperly looking at that three-point shot. Drive. Nice. Feeds it underneath to Gilliard. And a nice pass. Dropping it off is Epperly to Gilliard. And Gilliard scores off the glass. 23-12. 2:40 to go here in the first half. Schrader will get it over to LaCour. LaCour looking to drive. And taken away by Epperly. Epperly with a 2-on break with Thorness. Gives it up Wade. Wade to Thorness. They left it to him late. Out to Gilliard. Gilliard looking to drive left hand. Underneath Thorness. Thorness puts it up and drains it baseline. And I'll go to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Fouls on number 5 is first. That's Braxton Dorsher for Thompson Falls. And the 15th foul on the Bluehawks. So Thorne is at the line to complete the three-point play as the Vikes up 25-12 on your Harvest Food scoreboard. Thorne is shot up a little bit too strong. The glass. Wade's going to get, check that. Walker's going to get called for the push. Going for that rebound. That's his second personal, and George Brown will come in so Nick doesn't pick up a silly foul before the end of the first half. So his second, 16 fouls. That means Thompson Falls' next foul will be in the bonus. Schrader across the timeline. He'll give it up to Wilhite. Wilhite, right wing. He'll kick it out, and losing it is Childers on the pass from Wilhite, and turnover to the Vikes. 2:08 to go, 25-12 on your Harvest Food scoreboard. Into Epperly across the timeline, over on the left side. Looking to set something up for the Vikes. Quickly gives it up. Gilliard in the corner. Colin Wade, right corner. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Thompson Falls. Ferris. He'll give it over to Schrader. Schrader on the left side looking to drive. Epperly stops him right there. Wilhite, right wing. Got it by Wade. Ferris, free throw line. Kicks it out to Childers. Over to Wilhite, right wing. Wilhite around the screen. Baseline. Cooper in the ball game. That kicks it out to Schrader. Schrader on the right wing. He'll drive it out to the top of the key. Trying to cross over. Wade right there playing defense. Epperly. Defense. Schrader. Double teamed. Kicks it out. Wilhite. Ferris from the free throw line. No good. Rebounded. Thornus tips it to Gilliard. Gilliard with the rebound. Gives it up to Wade. Wade across the top of the key. Gives it over to Epperly, right wing. Thornus out near half court. Over to Wade. In the corner to Gilliard. Wade. Look underneath, finds George Brown, and that's a foul. Schrader's going to get called for that one as he comes from behind and swats it away, but gets a piece of George Brown's arm. That's his first and 16th foul. Next foul, and the Vikings will be in the bonus. 1 minute exactly to go here till halftime. 25-12 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. The Vikings lead. Wade to inbound. Finds Thornus, corner, three-point shot by Thornus, up, and Cooper comes up with it. Epperly nearly knocks it away. Gives it up to Wilhite. Wilhite bringing it across the timeline. Gets it to Schrader. Schrader trying to drive in. And blocked by Gilliard on the shot by Ferris. Quickly up. Epperly. Across the timeline. Nice defense there by Gilliard. Recovering as Ferris had an open shot to the lane, but Gilliard comes from behind to block it. Wade with the basketball. Gives it over to Epperly. Epperly going to hold it for one. Out near half court on the right side, back to Wade. Wade looking underneath, gets it over to Epperly. Epperly, right wing. George Brown out to Wade. Wade, halfway between half court, and Vikings will take a timeout. 16.7 to go. The Vikings lead 25-12 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard, and they'll take a 30-second timeout so they can set it up, see what they want to do, get this last shot before halftime. So a very good half here so far. Kind of low scoring for the Vikes, but holding their opponent to only 12 points. Thompson Falls and scoring 25, so getting it done. Really had that open underneath, and a good job and a good start to Nick Walker in this ball game. So they'll come out of the timeout, take it on the far side in the front court, and Thornus will inbound for the Vikings with 16.7 to go. Wade in the front court now. Thornus will inbound to him, over to Epperly. Epperly left side with 13 seconds to go here in the first half. Epperly looking, drives, gonna look to kick. Epperly underneath, finds George Brown. George Brown is blocked. Brown feeds it. Thornus three-point shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Ferris. And a good try there as George Brown goes underneath. They fed him, got it blocked by Thompson Falls, but able to recover and kick it out to Thornus. And Thornus three-point shot at the buzzer with about 1 second. Falls a little bit short. Thompson Falls gets the rebound. And halftime. At halftime, the Vikings lead 25-12 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. I'll get your stats and then be back here with halftime here from Thompson Falls. All right, welcome back to Thompson Falls. At halftime, the Vikes lead 25-12 at halftime. Brought to you by the Flathead Lake Lodge and Averill's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they proudly supported Bigfork athletics since 1945. Take a look at halftime stats. First of all, leading the way for Thompson Falls with 7 is Nathan Schrader, and I would suspect he would be your leader. Adam Childers with a 3-point shot off the back glass in the second quarter, and Claridge with 2. So 9 in the first quarter and 3 in the second as the Vikings hold Thompson Falls down. 12 total at halftime for them. And let me get your stats for Bigfork. Well, Wyatt Johnson with 2, 3 by Isaac Epperly, 2 by Taylor Gilliard with 2, Colin Way with a big 3-pointer, Eli Thornus with 2. Nick Locker leading the way with 7 total and 4 by George Brown. So the post guys are leading the way for Bigfork, taking advantage of their size underneath. Both George Brown and Nick Walker. Nick Walker, like I said, got off to a good start. He had 5 in the first, 2 in the second for 7 total. 13 in the first, 12 in the second, 25 total for the Vikings. And something new that I got, I have to take a look at this. Here's some new information. So 5 for 14 shots for Thompson Falls, and that's 35%. The Vikings shooting at 40% at 11 for 27. 2 for 7 for three-pointer wise for Thompson Falls, keeping them in the ball game, and 1 for 12 for Bigfork from the three-point range, and usually they make a little bit more. At the free throw line, Thompson Falls has not shot a free throw, and the Vikings are 2 for 5, so need to improve on that. Rebounds, Vikings are ahead 13-12. 6 offense to 2 offenses, so 6 offensive rebounds good, and 7 defensive rebounds. 10 for defensive rebounds for Thompson Falls. Assists right here, 9 for Bigfork and only 1 for Thompson Falls. Steals, 6 for Bigfork, none for Thompson Falls. Blocks, 2-1 Bigfork. Turnovers, 1 and 8 by Thompson Falls. So personal fouls, 6 apiece. Bench points, 8. So Bigfork's bench outscoring them. And second chance points, 11 for Bigfork, none for Thompson Falls. Points off turnovers, 8 by Bigfork. So taking advantage are the Vikings according to that. We'll take a look at Nick Walker, 3 for 5, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 2 offensive, 2 defensive rebounds, 4 and 1 assist, 2 steals and 1 block. 2 personal fouls, 7 points overall. So Nick Walker really having a really good first half in his first start for Bigfork. George Brown, 2 for 3. 1 defensive, 1 rebound total, 1 block shot, 4 points in 8 minutes of work for the Vikings. Coming off the bench, Colin Wade, 1 for 4, 1 for 3 from 3-point range, and 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 turnover, and 1 foul, 3 points total. Isaac Epperly. So I like these new stats I'm getting. Kind of gives you what's going on. Epperly 1 for 3, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 4 assists though, so Epperly's really sharing the ball. 2 steals and 1 personal foul. 8 points total. Gilliard 1 for 3, 0 for 2 from 3-point land. He's got rebounds 3 total, all defensive. Assists 2, and doing a nice job. 8 points. Wyatt Johnson 1 for 3, 0 for 1 from the free throw line. 2 rebounds and 2 personal fouls. Taylor 1 for 2, 0 for 1 from the free throw line. He's got 1 assist and 1 steal for Bigfork. Eli Thornus 1 for 2, 0 for 1 from the free throw line, and 0 for 1 from 3-point range. 2 fouls. Cole Konopkic 0 for 2, and Ian McMahon did not get a shot up. Overall, the nice job by the team in the first half. So Schrader leading for them, 3 for 5 shooting, 1 for 3 from 3-point range, and a couple rebounds for him. He is their leader. He's the senior for Thompson Falls. So we'll be back here as the Vikings lead 25-12. Halftime brought to you by Flathead Lake Lodge, Averill's Flathead Lake Lodge, where they've proudly supported Bigfork athletics since 1945. And a nice job by the Vikings in the first half to keep that, even though a little bit of low scoring. Jimmy and Becky Fant listening from Kalispell. Yeah, you're welcome as always. Great to be here and watch the Vikings play. It was great to be here on Tuesday to watch the Valkyries as they play. And like I'll tell you, if you haven't had a chance to, check out the boys, but if you haven't had a chance to check out the Valkyrie girls, they are the real deal. They'll take on Florence tomorrow, so game time 4 o'clock for freshmen, followed by JV, then varsity tomorrow afternoon at the Bigfork gym in that makeup game that was supposed to happen before Christmas. So you want to come out and check out your Valkyrie and support them as well. They're a really, really good team, and they play basketball the right way. So I'll be back with the second half here from Thompson Falls, Montana. Thanks for listening. This is James LaFontaine, the voice of the Vikes and the Vows. I'll be back with more momentarily. All right, we're ready for the second half. It'll be Thompson Falls basketball to start the second half. Vikings up 25-12. Will Height, Schrader for Thompson Falls, along with Childers. Same starting 5. Claridge and Ferris. For the Vikes, it'll be Epperly, Levi Taylor, Colin Wade, Bryce Gilliard, and Nick Walker to start. Turnover by Thompson Falls traveling. And Bigfork with the basketball. Wade, backdoor, Epperly off the glass, no good. And bounces around, Epperly gets the rebound. Tries to go up and under. Kicks it out, Wade. Gilliard underneath, Walker looking. Shoots the floater, just a little bit short, it's on the floor. And Thompson Falls comes up with a loose ball. Schrader gets it over to Childers. Back to Schrader. Childers, three-point shot on the way. Off the rim, no good. Right there, Taylor. Coming up with it is Claridge. Puts it off the glass. He's going to get fouled there by Taylor. That's his first foul and first team foul in the second half. And Claridge will go to the line to shoot two for Thompson Falls with 7:11 to go here in the third quarter. First shot up off the back of the rim and no good. And the Vikings will get, Thompson Falls, Claridge will get another free throw attempt. Claridge shot on the way. This one's short. Gilliard comes up with the rebound for the Vikes. And he'll clear it out, gives it up to Wade. Wade with the basketball for the Vikings. He'll give it over to Epperly. Epperly, top of the key, in the corner. Gilliard gives it up to Walker. Walker kicks it out to Epperly. Epperly looking, drive, backside. Walker can't handle it, and Wilhite comes up with it. And Wilhite looking to drive. And right there is Nick Walker to take the charge. Player control foul on Wilhite. That's his second first team foul on Thompson Falls here in the second half. 6:45 to go, still 25-12 Vikings lead on your Harvest Food scoreboard. And Epperly gets it into Wade. Wade will cross the timeline, gets it over to Epperly left side. Gilliard, left wing. Underneath, Isaac Epperly. Epperly looking to go underneath. Kicks it out to Gilliard. Gilliard drives. Wade underneath. Right side to Taylor. Brings it out right wing. Gilliard over to Epperly. Colin Wade looking. Wade looking to drive. Kicks it out. Epperly. Gilliard, three-point shot. Top of the key is good by Bryce Gilliard. The lefty drains it from three-point range. 28-12 on your Harvest Food scoreboard. 6:09 to go. Inside to Claridge. Back to Wilhite. Wilhite looking, goes back to Claridge. Claridge up and under. And Taylor was right there. They're going to get called for the block. And blocking foul called on Taylor. It's second team foul. Schrader gets it in. Claridge out to Childers. Over to Ferris. Ferris will give it underneath to Claridge. Claridge inside the free throw line misses it. But Ferris comes up with the rebound, kicks it out to Claridge, to Wilhite. Wilhite, right wing, guided by Epperly. Kicks it up Claridge, looking to drive. Walker with another block for the Vikings, but Wilhite comes up with a loose ball. Schrader, long three-point shot off the rim and no good. Bounding for it. Thompson Falls comes up with an Epperly on the tip from Wade. Epperly tries the jam, can't quite make it, and misses it off the back of the rim. Quickly up, Schrader, floater. Walker right there. Right, Epperly comes up with a rebound for the Vikes. Is there a foul call? I didn't see no foul call, but the whistle blew. Must have been out of bounds or something. Bigfork basketball. Walker underneath scores on the pass from Epperly over Wilhite. 30-12 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. 5:05 to go and counting here in the third quarter. Quickly up. Gets it up. Wilhite gets it over to Claridge. Schrader, three-point shot. Left side, no good. Bounces around. And off of Nick Walker as he battles there with Claridge. Johnson will come in for Taylor. And Nick Walker will come out. George Brown in the ballgame for the Vikings. Inbound, Schrader. Oh, loses it in the backcourt. That's got to be an over and back violation. Well, I thought it was over and back because it looked like Ford touched it before it went in the backcourt. Well, Schrader will get it over to Childers. Childers will give it out to Cooper, who's in the ball game for Thompson Falls. Schrader, Claridge knocked away by Johnson, left wing, picks it up. Gilliard comes up with a loose ball, looking, gives it up to Wyatt Johnson, knocked out of bounds. Claridge comes up with a loose ball as Gilliard saves it. Schrader underneath. Claridge off the rim, no good. Right there, Epperly with a one-handed rebound. Right-handed, Epperly goes up one-handed, yanks it down. And fouls on number 24, Jesse Claridge, his third. And third team foul. Number 14, LaCour. And number 4, Childers in for Thompson Falls. Bigfork goes with Johnson, Brown, Gilliard, Epperly, and Wade. Wade, top of the key of the basketball. Feeds it under George Brown. George Brown looking. Kicks it out to Gilliard. Gilliard, three-point shot on the way for the left wing is good. Splashdown by Bryce Gilliard. And the Vikes up 33-12 now, up by 21, 3:44 to go. Quickly over to LaCour. LaCour will give it up to Schrader. Schrader on the left wing. 2-3 zone by Bigfork. Over to Childers on the right side. Childers will give it up to Schrader. Schrader will kick it over to LaCour. LaCour looking to drive, kicks it out. Underneath to Cooper. Cooper will kick it out. 14, LaCour shoots a three-point shot from the left wing, and it's good for Thompson Falls. Epperly quickly into Wade. Wade across the timeline for Bigfork. Looking, finds Gilliard. Gilliard three-point shot on the way and misses it over the back, over the glass. And 14, LaCour comes up with the rebound, gives it to Schrader. Quickly up to Ferris. Ferris scores baseline for Thompson Falls. Colin Wade, under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Epperly gets it in the corner. Wyatt Johnson underneath. George Brown, nice bounce pass by Wyatt Johnson. And Brown takes it right to the glass. Ian McMahon, Cole Konopkic, Eli Thornus back in for the Vikings. And timeout taken, a full timeout taken by the Vikings. 2:47 to go here in the third quarter. 35-17 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Vikings lead here from Thompson Falls. And I'll be back with more of the third quarter. All right, we're back here in Thompson Falls, Montana. Up by 18, the Vikings here in the third quarter. 2:47 to go, Thompson Falls. Bigfork calls a timeout after the basket's made by George Brown. And Schrader will inbound and get the basketball back from LaCour. Schrader, top of the key. So you got Johnson, McMahon, Thornus, Brown, and Konopkic in the ballgame for Bigfork. You got Schrader, LaCour, Dorsher in the ballgame. Schrader with the basketball. Right wing. Three-point shot on the way. Misses everything for Thompson Falls on the attempt there by LaCour. Landon Byerman checking in as Ian McMahon looked like he twisted his ankle when he went down in the key playing defense there. So Byerman in for Bigfork. He'll give it up to Konopkic. Konopkic across the timeline, gives it over to Byerman. Byerman looking on the left wing. Brings it top of the key, gives it to Johnson. And Johnson gets fouled. It'll be on number 14, Bryson LaCour. That's his first fourth-team foul. And Byerman to inbound for Bigfork. On the near side, under the baseline, their own tries to feed Johnson, or Brown, excuse me. Cooper takes it away. Cooper up, knocked away on the ground. And Byerman's going to call for the personal. That's his first and third team foul on the Vikings. Schrader to inbound for Thompson Falls on the far end under his own basket. Kicks it out to Ferris. Ferris will get it over to LaCour. LaCour in the corner. Schrader. Schrader back to Dorsher. And a held ball. The arrow points towards Bigfork. All right. That could have been what happened earlier. Didn't see any indication. And that whistle blew earlier. Thornus will get it into Cole Konopik. Across the timeline. Left wing. Byerman. Konopik. Wyatt Johnson, the right wing, kicks it out. Konopik, top of the key, underneath of George Brown. 3-second violation called on George Brown. Took a while to get in the basketball. 1:42 to go, 35-17 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. The Vikings lead. Pick up Schrader. Schrader will give it over to Dorsher. Dorsher with the basketball, right wing, guarded by Johnson. Cooper, Ackway, Konopik in this lane, steals it, takes it off the glass, and good. Cole Konopik with the steal and the bucket. Schrader quickly up for Thompson Falls. He's going to give it up to Dorsher. This is an over-back violation. And they miss another over-the-back violation. Johnson's still down. And he gets out. And timeout taken by head coach John Hollow as Wyatt Johnson is laying on the floor. And the officials, Bigfork got the basketball. They didn't call any timeout with him laying there on the court. So Vikings now up, 37-17 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. And Byerman comes out. Johnson will stay in. Or check that. Byerman will stay in. Johnson's out. Epperly, Konopik, again with the steal in the bucket. Brown and Thornus. So only one starter in there, Epperly, and then, you have your backup which can play. That's what we're talking about in pregame. The guys that come off the bench and can play for the Vikings. And that's a very impressive thing. So good job by Bigfork. And the guys coming in producing for the Vikes. So thought it was an over and back violation. I think the officials missed that one actually. Anyway, Bigfork basketball underneath. Byerman looking. Get up to Thornus. Thornus, right wing, over to Konopik. Tries to throw it cross court. And Cooper knocks it away out of bounds. Not a good pass as Cooper was right there. Lucky Bigfork had the basketball. Epperly will inbound to Byerman. He'll give it back to Epperly with under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Cole Konopik on the right wing. Thornus, Konopik, Epperly. Left wing, Epperly looking. Underneath, Eli Thornus, baseline. A nice feed by Epperly. Floats it over and drops it in for two by Eli Thornus. Schrader quickly up. He'll give it over to Wilhite. Claridge, double teamed. Brings it top of the key. And Konopik playing defense. They'll get call, whistle for the foul. His first. And the 14th foul on the Vikings with 28.4 to go here in the third quarter. The Vikings lead 39-17 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Wilhite gets it back from Schrader. Wilhite, left side. Cooper, shot on the way. Banks it off the glass for two. And the Vikings up by 20. 18 seconds. Konopik, right wing, will give it up to Epperly with 14 seconds to go. Epperly pulls it out. Going to hold for one. Set it up, 9 seconds to go. Epperly. George Brown coming up to set a screen. Feeds it up. Tries to feed George Brown. Konopik comes up, but throws it up with the buzzer. Oh! Cole Konopik drains it at the buzzer with the floater baseline for two. Three quarters complete here on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. And a nice shot by Konopik to get it up to the rim, and it rolls around and drops for the sophomore. 41-19 after 3 quarters complete. On your Hanson Excavating scoreboard, I'll be back with the completion of the ball game from Thompson Falls, Montana. All right, 1 quarter to go, 8 minutes of basketball. Wrap up this ball game. Starters back in for the Vikes. You've got Epperly, Taylor, Wade, Gilliard, and Walker, the starters. And it looks like Thompson Falls has Cooper in instead of the other starters. So Schrader, Wilhite, Cooper, LaCour, and Ferris. Schrader, left wing, 3-point shot on the way. Nick Walker with a rebound, gives it up to Colin Wade. And Wade with the basketball for the Vikings. They'll give it over to Epperly. Epperly, Gilliard. Back to Epperly. Gilliard, left corner. Kicks it out. Colin Wade, left wing, underneath to Taylor. Taylor, spin move, throws up the left hand, floats it over the front of the rim and drops it for 2 for Levi Taylor. Schrader gets it over to LaCour, back to Schrader. Schrader, top of the key. LaCour underneath Cooper. Cooper, left elbow extended. LaCour with a 2-point shot on the way, rebounded there by Colin Wade. And Wade will bring it across the timeline for Bigfork. Gives it over to Epperly. Epperly, top of the key, will pull it out for the Vikings. You give it to Wade. Taylor. Nick Walker, 3-point shot. Right wing is good. The 6'4" guy stepping out and draining the 3 for the Vikings. 46-19 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Schrader knocked away by Epperly. Wade gets on the ground. Cooper comes up with it, knocked away by Taylor, and out of bounds. It'll remain Thompson Falls basketball as Childers comes back in for Cooper. Now the starters for both teams on the court. 6:40 to go. 46-19 on your Harvest Food scoreboard. And Schrader will take the inbounds pass. Gives it over to Wilhite. Wilhite left wing. LaCour. Wilhite, 3-point shot on the way. Drains it from the left wing. Epperly gets it into Wade. Wade, Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Kicks it underneath. Finds Gilliard, baseline. Jumper, a 12-footer floater. Or jumper by Bryce Gilliard for 2. And Wilhite gets it back from Schrader. Schrader over to Childers. Underneath LaCour. LaCour looking to drive. Kicks it out to Childers. Childers right wing. Out to Schrader. Schrader out near half court. Top of the key. Wilhite underneath to LaCour. And on the way, off the glass and no good. By the shot by Childers. But Wilhite comes up with, and Taylor fouls him on the rebound. It'll be Thompson Falls basketball underneath. Third personal on Taylor, 15th foul with 5:52 to go. Schrader gets the inbound pass, puts it off the glass and good. And Gilliard inbounds to Wade. Wade with the basketball over to Epperly. Epperly, left corner. Gilliard knocked away and off the foot of Thompson Falls as Walker tried to get it into Taylor in the key, and there's 3 Thompson Falls folks there, but off one of their foots. And it'll remain Bigfork basketball right underneath here in the front court, near me. He's going to look to get it in. Gets it to Epperly. Epperly out near half court. We'll set it up with 5:30 to go. Epperly, 3-point shot on the way. Oh, misses everything. And off Gilliard as Gilliard tries to save it, and out of bounds to Thompson Falls. So the Vikings doubling them up, 48-24 on your Harvest Food scoreboard, 5:22 to go. Schrader with the basketball. Thompson Falls brings it across. Wilhite, left wing, back to Schrader. Over to Childers. Childers guarded by Epperly, and Epperly's going to get whistled for the foul. On a hold as he tried to take it away from Childers. So 16 foul, second personal on Epperly. It gets into Schrader. Schrader across the timeline. Over to Wilhite. Back to Schrader. Top of the key. LaCour out to Wilhite. Try to get him open for floater. Underneath. Bucket by Ferris. And he gets fouled by Bryce Gilliard. His first 17 foul. So Ferris to the line as a bucket is good to shoot the and one for Thompson Falls. No good off the rim. Schrader comes up with it, turns around, throws it up, no good. This time Epperly will come up the rebound for Bigfork. Quickly comes up across the timeline. In the corner, Bryce Gilliard, left corner. Looking underneath, finds Levi Taylor. Taylor looking, spin move, off the rim, backboard. So fouls on Childers. That's his first 15th foul. And they say it's on the court, so the basket will not count. 4:49 to go. Colin Wade to inbound. Gets it under Epperly. Epperly up. Throws it off the glass high. Levi Taylor with the rebound off the glass and good for two by Levi Taylor. And 4:40 to go. 50-26 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Childers gets it from Schrader. Back to LaCour underneath. Ferris can't handle the pass from LaCour. And it'll be Bigfork basketball on the turnover with 4:31 to go. 50-26 on the Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Gilliard gets it into Wade. Wade bringing it up slowly across the timeline, gets it over to Epperly. Epperly gives it to Taylor. And fouls on Thompson Falls. Fouls on Schrader. His 16th foul. And his second personal. Johnson and Knopick come in the ball back in the Galway game, for Gilliard and Taylor with 4:22 to go. 50-26, Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. Wade gets it inbounds to Epperly. Epperly back to Wade. Left wing, three-point shot up, no good. Johnson comes up with a rebound, up, under, off the glass, and Wyatt Johnson scores for the Vikes. Winding down to 4 minutes to go. Schrader with a basketball. Kicks it over to Childers. Back to Schrader. Wilhite, left wing. LaCour, free throw line. Back out to Childers. Three-point shot by Childers. Off the rim, no good. Konopka with the rebound. Gets it up to Wade for the Vikings. Wade will slowly bring it across the timeline, setting it up for Bigfork. Looking underneath, finds Walker, Nick Walker. He's going to get called for the player control foul as he tries to take it strong to the hole, and Schrader right there. So that'll be his third 18th foul. No free throws because it's player control. Cooper comes back in along with Dorsher. That's Braxton Dorsher for Thompson Falls with 3:45 to go. Vikings up 52-26 on your Flathead Lake Loud scoreboard. Wilhite kicks it underneath. Knocked away by Konopka. Quickly up to Johnson. Johnson will pull it out. Right wing will give it up to Konopka. Konopka looking. Johnson. Right wing looking underneath. Back to Konopka. Wade. Epperly on the left wing. Wade, three-point shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by Wilhite. And quickly up, Wilhite from Schrader, back to Schrader. Underneath, Cooper. Schrader, Wilhite, left wing. Kicks it over the right side. Shot off Dorsher, no good. And Konopka can't quite corral it. Yeah, so off of Bigfork. Number 5, Ian McMahon will come in the ball game for the Vikes. And replacing Colin Wade. I think Colin Wade's night is done. Nice job by the point guard. Wilhite gets the inbound pass. Over to Ferris. Back to Wilhite. Schrader, right wing. Kicks underneath Ferris. Ferris off the glass, no good. And Walker comes up with a rebound. He'll give it up to McMahon with 2:50 to go. Quickly up to Johnson. Wilhite nearly steals it away. And 14, LaCour will come in the ball game for Thompson Falls. 52-26 on your Flathead Lake Lodge scoreboard. 2:47 to go. The McMahon with the basketball over to Epperly. Epperly on the right wing. Nick Walker, free throw line. Gives it up to Epperly. Epperly pulls it out. Looking. Back door, Ian McMahon. McMahon got fouled and pushed. And that's going to be on Dorsher, number 5. 17 fouls, so McMahon, a second personal. He gets 1 and 1, does Ian McMahon. Yes, the Vikings are in the bonus. First shot up off the rim, no good. Bounds around, and McMahon comes up with a loose ball as Walker tips it out. Gets it out to Konopkic. Over to Johnson. Left wing looking to drive. Kicks it out. Konopkic, three-point shot from the right wing. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded there by LaCour. LaCour will give it up to Schrader. Schrader top of the key, 2:13 to go. Vikings still up 52-26. Cooper. Free throw over to Will Height. Will Height pump fakes a three-point shot, and Epperly is going to pick up the personal. 19 foul, 13 third personal on Isaac Epperly, and George Brown will come in the ball game. So Thompson falls in a 1-1, and nice job there by Nick Walker today in his first start. Try to get him on the postgame show. So at the line, 1-1 is Will Height. And it's going to be a lane violation on Thompson Falls, so no bucket. And LaCour will come in for Will Height. Konopkic inbound to Epperly. 2 minutes to go. Epperly over the left side. Looking, feeds it to Konopkic. Konopkic, Ian McMahon. McMahon looking underneath. Far side to Epperly. Epperly left wing brings it out. Johnson looking. Fakes the three-point shot, gives it out to Epperly. Epperly looking to drive. Konopkic, corner. Ian McMahon. And they call a traveling violation on McMahon. With 1:41 to go, 52-26 on your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Schrader with the basketball for Thompson Falls. He'll give it over to LaCour, back to Schrader, back door, and puts it up. Bigfork. Epperly comes up with a rebound by the miss by Dorsher, and Epperly with the basketball. Epperly gives it up to Johnson. Johnson looking out to Konopkic. Back to Ian McMahon. Epperly in the right corner. Backside. George Brown with a nice catch. You can take it off the glass, and George Brown scores two by the big man underneath. 54-26, under a minute to go in the ball game for the Vikes. Schrader with the basketball. We'll give it over to LaCour. LaCour to Claridge. Shot up and good there by Cooper. And under 40 seconds to go, Epperly will give it in to Johnson. Johnson over to McMahon, right wing. Back out to Johnson from McMahon. McMahon got it blocked on the Wyatt Johnson dribble. He's got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot two. Will Wyatt Johnson with 24.3 to go. And the second personal on the core. So Epperly will come out of the ball game and bring in Thorness for the Vikes. Johnson, 1-1. First shot up and good, so he'll get the bonus. He'll get one more. One more for Johnson, 55-28 on your scoreboard. On your Hanson Excavating scoreboard. Wyatt Johnson, second shot up, nothing but the bottom of the net, 56-28 with 24.3 to go. Schrader will bring it across for Thompson Falls. Zone defense, 2-3 by Bigfork. Schrader gets it over to Dorsher. Dorsher will give it to Claridge. Dorsher, three-point shot in the way, misses everything. And they're going to call a personal foul on Cole Konopkic. That is his second. 10th team foul, so double bonus at the line, shooting two. Bryson LaCour for Thompson Falls. Shot up. Good. He gets another one because they are in the double bonus. And he makes both of them. Don't even have to shoot. Don't even have to bring it across the timeline as Wyatt Johnson brings it across as the clock will run out here. And your final, the Vikings win this one 56-30 on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard. And I'll be back with post-game stats and try to get the coach and at least one player to talk to here at halftime. Stick around for the post-game show here as the Vikings win this one 56-30. All right, welcome back to Thompson Falls post-game show, and we'll get the coach and at least one player up here. Brought to you by the Montana Athletic Club. Schrader leading the way, I think, with 9 points for Thompson Falls, 3 by Childers, 5 by LaCourte, 3 by Wilhite, 4 by Ben Cooper, 2 by Claridge, and 4 by Ferris. 9, 3, 7, and a total of 30. Well, they had 11 in the 9 in the fourth quarter, so the Vikings doing a nice job on defensively. So for the Vikings and what they did scoring-wise, Wyatt Johnson chipping in 6, 3 for Epperly, 6 for Levi Taylor, Gilliard with 10, Colin Wade with 3, balanced scoring, Cole Konopka with 4, Eli Thornus with 4, Nick Walker leading the way with 12, and George Brown with 8. So really those guys leading the way for the Vikings underneath, really dominated things underneath tonight. Didn't know how that was going to go. Nick Walker getting his first start, and then George Brown really doing a nice job coming off the bench for Bigfork. And we'll have those guys here momentarily to talk on the post-game show. I know I got Nick Walker coming up, and if he has somebody else, Nick Walker had a heck of a ball game tonight, leading the way. I'm not sure how many. I think he had 3 or 4 blocks tonight, bunch of rebounds, and really played an overall outstanding game for the Vikings. So we'll look to have them on the post-game show. Once again, your final. The Bigfork Vikings win this one 56-30. So they'll go 4-1 in conference, 5-0 overall. That's the exact amount of points that the Valkyries gave up on Tuesday night to Thompson Falls. So a big win, nice win for the Vikings here in Thompson Falls. And we'll get back at it. Don't forget, tomorrow night at home, it is Valkyries in action. They take on the Florence Lady Falcons. And then we get in next week, it'll be don't have a game until Thursday against Eureka. And then the boys will be home at Mission, I believe, next Saturday, which is the 22nd. Only JV and varsity, so about 2:30 for that ball game. And the girls will be on the road at Mission on that Saturday as well. So some good action coming up with basketball. Make sure you keep following the Vikings and Valkyries. And waiting for Coach Hollow. They have to go downstairs and come back up, and I'll get a chance to talk to him here on the post game as well. And I want to talk to Nick Walker first. So I'm going to bring up Nick Walker. He gets his first start tonight, so we'll get the headset on you, Nick, and get this set up and make sure you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nick, you get your first start tonight. You've been down, obviously with the injury in the state championship football game, with your knee, and then you come back, you sprain your ankle, but starting to really get into basketball shape, and I thought you just did an absolute fantastic job. 12 points tonight. You really dominated early. Was that the key? What Coach was trying to do was take and get the ball underneath to you?
Yeah, he was really trying to pound it inside tonight. We definitely had the size advantage on him, and that's where, in my opinion, we really won the game.
Yeah, because George Brown came off, and we'll talk to George here as well. He had 8 points. So you guys, between the 56, you guys dominated with 20 points in the paint, and I thought that was a really good job. The guys feeding you underneath, guys being unselfish. But what other thing I liked about yours was your rebounding, and then your block shots, your steals, and how are you feeling? Are you feeling like you're getting into shape and basketball shape now instead of football?
Yeah, no, it's been my first game back. I was still running around uncontrolled. It's definitely been a lot better practicing and working into games, getting back into basketball shape.
Well, talk about your teammates and how they got you the ball underneath. I thought they fed you the ball really, really well and got you into spots where you could just take it and put it off the glass, or, if you didn't have it, you kicked it to the open guy. Talk about what your teammates mean to you.
Yeah, the ball movement tonight was great. I mean, if there was a guy open on the three, he'd get the ball open inside. Everybody open saw the ball tonight. Yeah,
it seemed like he didn't shoot as well from three-point range tonight, but definitely taking advantage underneath, and you guys really dominate. A great ball game on your first start. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Look forward to more of that from you. You just did an outstanding job tonight. It was great to watch you, and I was glad, for you to get to start. I knew that pregame. Coach talked about that on the pregame show, and then when you got out there, you really delivered. They thought you had an outstanding game. So I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me on the postgame.
Thanks for having me.
Nick, you bet. Hey, let's go Vikes.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll try to bring up where's Big George Brown. We want to talk to George Brown on the postgame as well. So between him, Nick Walker, and George Brown, they absolutely dominated in the middle, So, George, you had 8. Nick had 12. You guys had 20 between you. But I was talking to Nick about this, and you guys really dominated things underneath. Was that what Coach was trying to do when you got in this ball game? You think you could take advantage of that, your size underneath?
Yeah, it's always like the game plan going in is play inside out. The more we can get the ball inside, the more we can get our outside shots going, and vice versa. So that's just always the plan, is to start inside.
Well, it was nice when you came in and gave him a spell, and then when he got the 2 fouls in the first half, you were able to come in and tie that over so he didn't pick up that third one. But you did a great job. They fed you underneath, and you're able to get some shots, some block shots, some rebounds, which you always do. So I was really impressed the way both of you guys played tonight in the post. That was just absolutely dominating, and that's key. And then you have your shooters outside. So talk about this team and how you guys really are a team, and you really share the basketball, find the open guy.
I think it's just like we like to see each other succeed, and no one's selfish on this team. They want the best shot possible, so they're never hesitant to pass to the open man, and if someone else is more open, then they'll find them. We just like to spread the ball around to the best player for the opportunity to shoot it.
Well, that's the team. I mean, you held them down 30 points, just like the Valkyries held Thompson Falls to 30 on Tuesday night. So your defense really led to your offense, and I thought you guys did a great job tonight, putting pressure on them, making them turn the ball over, but then you guys take advantage of that and scoring. So a great job by tonight. I'll let you go get ready, and I'll talk to Coach Hollow. But great job, and I look forward to seeing you again. Nice job tonight, George.
Thank you.
So George Brown as well. him and Walker just dominating things underneath. And I'll talk to Coach Hollow on this big conference win. I know he wants to talk about that and talk about his team. So here, especially in, kind of got the monkey off your back tonight. Thompson Falls really, like you said, the last 2 years kind of dominated you.
Yeah.
But tonight, what I thought was key in, Walker's first start, I thought from the get-go he just played outstanding underneath. And you guys, your game plan, you were really feeding him underneath the basket. And your post players, they couldn't stop him.
Yeah, our post players did a great job. But there's also two sides of that story, too. That's the guards getting the ball into our post players. We took care of the ball. We're a pretty good team when we do that. We have 4 or 5 guys that can all play on the block, and tonight our guys did a good job of getting them the ball, and they did a good job of finishing. So,
well, between the two, they had 20 points between Walker, who had 12, and 8 by George Brown. I mean, and they did a great job. Not only I was impressed by Walker's ability to score, but also the fact that he really rebounded, and he had some key block shots.
He did, and, this is only about his 3rd week back, and he got back from the knee injury at football and then sprained his ankle, and so he's just beginning the season, so to speak, that's what we expected out of him. That's why when he got hurt in football, it was sad because he was scheduled to be a big part of our team this year, and so I'm glad he's back. Again, everybody played good. I thought Isaac Epperly was, again, the best player on the court tonight. I don't even know if he scored.
He scored 3 points.
Okay, scored 3 points.
But he really, his defense and then feeding the guys the ball. Colin Wade do a nice job feeding the ball. Everybody. I mean, even your guys that came off the bench, your bench scoring was awesome as well. You got Wyatt Johnson who came off tonight, Eli Thornus, I thought, did a nice job as well. I mean, all your players, you guys are just so, what I say, Cole Konopkic, hustling and getting after it and draining a bucket, there, getting that steal and then taking that bucket.
Yeah.
Your defense really led to your offense, and you really held them down. You only let them score 30 points.
Yeah.
So
we were elite defensively tonight. I mean, we're a great defensive team. We're long, we're big, we can play man, we can play zone. We ran some half-court trap early in the game. Do a lot of good things. Tonight, we still didn't shoot the ball overly well. We finally got some shots to fall in the second half, but you know what? Those were great shots we were getting in the first half. They just weren't falling.
Yeah, you missed a lot of 3-point shots.
Yep.
I think 1 for 12 in the first half, if I remember correctly. But you correct that, and you took it underneath, and those will fall. But I thought there was some good shots as well made when they needed to be. So you guys played well. Congratulations on the big win.
Yep.
You moved to 4-1, so you're right behind Mission, and you can take care of the Kings when you play them at home.
We're looking forward to that.
I bet you are with a full complement of players and players in basketball shape. Yep. So congratulations on the big win, Coach. We'll see you, I think, next week. You're games the rest of the week. You're at Eureka, then Mission at home.
Yeah, Eureka Thursday maybe.
Next Saturday. Yep. Eureka Thursday. So thanks for joining me at Post Game. I really appreciate it.
It's
always great to talk to you. Thanks for letting me talk to the players. They did a great job tonight, and congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. So Coach John Hollow, as well as Nick Walker and George Brown, who just played. The whole team played great tonight, and did a great job. So they win this one 56-30. So hold Thompson Falls to 30, their nemesis the last couple of years, and they're in good position there now in the second half and continue on for Bigfork. So your final from Thompson Falls, James LaFontaine, glad to have you with you as the Bigfork Vikings win this one on your Montana Athletic Club scoreboard, 56-30. Moved to 4-1, 5-4 overall on the season. Thank you, and good night from Thompson Falls, Montana.